Welcome to Team Bandwagon,
where it is okay to jump ship,
but not okay to lose.
Jump on Team Bandwagon and never lose again.
Again.
You are now listening to Team Bandwagon Never Lose Again podcast. And now for your hosts, Jamaal Brown and Nicholas Garcia.
I don't know. Everybody, Jamaal here. We got Nick, Saint Nick, aka the Grinch. Were you munching on onions the other day, bro?
How'd I go from
Saint Nick to the Grinch?
Don't hate on my commitment. I was committed to the role, man.
I just remember you were munching on onions the other day. So
yeah, man, I was committed to the role.
And we got Steph T, the originator, the bandwagon originator right there. If the bandwagon ever breaks down, Steph has a spare. He has all the tools to fix it to get it going.
I got extra wooden planks to put into the wheels. I got another canopy to wrap around the top.
So this is our bandwagon. What is it? A satellite podcast episode. Never Lose Again podcast. This is what the 2021. I got to stop saying 2020. It's the 2021 NBA season debut podcast officially. And so you guys excited for basketball?
Yeah.
Literally you guys
for basketball.
I'm not asking the audience. I'm asking you.
Yeah, we definitely excited for basketball. It just started. Yesterday was the kickoff. But at the time of this taping, yesterday we kicked off with the first two games, Clippers and Lakers, and then who was it? It was Golden State and that other team. So yeah, we're off to a good start here.
I love that they're the other team and they won by 26 points.
That was in the first half, man. That game was over in the first half. Only Nets. Steph. What is it? Acknowledges is fishing nets, right? Hair nets.
Did Klay Thompson solidify his position as MVP?
Man, the announcers wouldn't stop talking about that, dude.
No Klay and no Draymond, so like they were in Strugglesville. So, but yeah, I'm sure we'll get to that. What do we got on the agenda, gentlemen?
Well, I was just trying to ease everybody in. I wasn't just trying to jump in cannonball, but let's do it.
Bring that plane in.
This bandwagon is going full steam ahead.
Oh my goodness.
We're going to talk about the NBA. We all know why we're here. It's Jamaal's hat, and then that's the end of the conversation.
Oh,
that's the end of the NBA season.
He said we all know why we're here.
We all know why we're here. Come on.
Oh man.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like there's room on the bandwagon. Jump on. We got room. Just watch your step for the diehard fans. If this were last year
and the Clippers won the season opener, which I think they did against the Lakers last year, everybody be losing their minds just like they did last year. Oh, Clippers, they're the better team. They're the better team. Did you notice that nobody cares that the Lakers lost that game last night? No one's talking about it. No one's making a big deal about it.
Lakers had to they're thinking about their rings, man, getting it fitted, taking pictures. Yeah. So
that might as well have been a preseason game.
I'm not concerned about the Clippers either. So pandemic P. I don't know.
All right, well, let's get into that. We're gonna get into that. So first segment is new team, who dis? All right, so everybody knows, the landscape has shifted a little bit. So as far as the new players, new teams acquiring new players, who do you guys think, will be the most impactful acquisition this summer?
Man.
Steph's boy is Russell Westbrook.
Russell Westbrook.
What's up with Russell?
Impactful is such a weird word when we start talking about who's going to make an impact. Like, I mean, yeah, you got Russ. You got Russ. Okay, so yeah, that I think that would count as the biggest one, right? Russ and John Wall, right? Like the biggest. Yeah, those are the biggest two. I mean, John Wall was languishing in Washington, right? Like, no one talks about Washington. They haven't talked about Washington since they were getting busted out of the playoffs every year by the Cavs and with Gilbert Arenas and what's his name?
Anton Jameson.
Yeah, Anton Jameson, right? And I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's a good. I feel like it's a good new start for John Wall. In my opinion, more of a better new start for John Wall in Houston than Russell Westbrook in Washington. Like, I feel like Russell Westbrook might have like the same kind of, he might just kind of be forgotten about in Washington. He'll put up a bunch of points, but I don't know. And then of course, I don't know if that will make any type of impact. Like, I don't see Washington like, moving too much higher than they were last year, which was not in the playoffs, so and then with Houston, like, I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard the breaking news, but Houston had to have a game postponed because they don't have enough players to play tonight, on the second night of the NBA. And then you have, Harden who wants to trade. So with Wall coming in, like, that just seems like, okay, I feel like Wall could be like, all right, this could be a great fit for him, and new team, new environment, new coaches and everything like that. And the West Coast more running gun style might fit a little bit more to John Wall's style. But with the Houston Rockets being kind of a mess just because James Harden wanting to trade, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be much of an impact either. So, I mean, that's my quick take on it, on that specific situation at least.
Yeah, I think Russ is gonna default back to triple double season. He's gonna punk all of his teammates to let him get the rebounds, and I predict this is gonna be a triple double season for Russ.
Yeah, or quadruple double with turnovers too.
At the end of the day, like, are these remarkable numbers? Yes, but do they matter? I don't think so, And so, yeah, I agree with you. Definitely not much of an impact. I definitely think it's going to be business as usual for both the Rockets and the Wizards. What do you think, Nick?
The only way I'm going to disagree with Steph is I think the Wizards get a lot better than last year, because remember, John Wall didn't play last year. So if Westbrook stays healthy, he will make a huge impact on the team.
That's true.
You think they make the playoffs? I think Bradley Beal is the best teammate Westbrook has had, besides James Harden and Kevin Durant. Like, the dude is, no one talks about Bradley Beal and how good he really is. He's an incredible scorer. What I don't understand about this move with Washington is the article I read right after the trade that said this is their way of trying to show them that they care about the team, they care about winning, and they can bring in a star player to play with Bradley Beal. To me, that makes zero sense, because you can guarantee Bradley Beal will be on a different team next year, because there's no way he's going to want to stay teammates with Russell Westbrook.
Interesting.
I know that's your boy, Steph, and he's a legitimate, amazing player, but a lot of players don't like playing with him, especially when Bradley Beal's feeling like, hey, man, I finally have a chance to be a star, and I think he's actually going to lose touches this year.
And I mean, the only reason I'm on Russell Westbrook's bandwagon is because he's the antithesis of Kevin Durant,
right,
and their arch nemesis. So, but so when you said that Bradley Beal is like his best teammate, other than the other two, actually, when you said that, I kind of thought a little bit differently. I was like, well, maybe Bradley Beal might have we might find that he's the first one that might have a good chemistry with Russell Westbrook. But that's always hard to see until we see Russell Westbrook out there running 100 miles per hour.
Right.
And we see, and like Jamal suggested, maybe trying to get triple-double numbers. But you're right. People don't talk about Bradley Beal the way they should. He's a stud. He's a big-time stud. So
yeah, if he gets his touches, you're right. If Westbrook can find a way to not play overly greedy ball and just get Beal involved and they can just come out as a 1-2 punch, I think either way they'll be a good team this year. But I think if there's even just a little, if there's just a little bit of drama, Bradley Beal's been wanting out of Washington anyway. He'll be in Miami this year.
So. Well, I don't know, Nick. When you said, that's one of Russell Westbrook's like greatest teammates. This dude has played with KD, Harden.
That's what I said. Besides KD and Harden,
after those two,
well, playoff Pete,
Clint Capella.
Pandemic P. He's had a long list of like great teammates. So I don't know, man. It's Russell Westbrook is hard to see him take advantage of the situation and at least for a championship. Again, I just see him as getting his numbers and calling it a day.
Yeah. And that goes back to my point of why I think Beal will be in Miami next year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It does seem like though this is the most different situation Russell Westbrook has been in for a while. Because it felt like when he went to Houston, it was almost the same thing as being in Oklahoma City, with having another, like named superstar. Like I said, Bradley Beal is good, but no one really talks about him, right? So Russell Westbrook went from sharing the spotlight with, what's his name, KD, to sharing the spotlight with James Harden, just name recognition. Now he's kind of got someone who's a little bit, under, but I don't know. Like it's, this is all a preview, this is all speculation, but no, I definitely see the value in what you're saying with like, if he finds a way to get Bradley Beal's touches, they could bump up, a couple of spots, So
yeah, I think they'll be around middle of the pack, maybe a 4 seed at best.
I got you. All right, so moving on to our next segment, heroes and villains. This is a new season, new opportunity for heroes to arise and villains to stagger out of the shadows. We started with Steph last. Let's go with Nick. Nick, like who do you see like a hero and villain, or same hero and villains of the league? What do you see?
Is LeBron still seen as a villain, especially since he just came off another title? How many guys are still hating on that dude? And now he has a chance to go for his 5th championship and get Lakers 18. I mean, you know what I mean? No, seriously. I mean, whether there's no middle ground people, if you're an NBA fan, nobody's like, like I enjoy watching LeBron, I'm just not a fan. Nobody's middle of the pack. Nobody's lukewarm on the guy. You either really hate him or you really love him. So I imagine a lot of his haters are still out there. I think there's already plenty of Laker haters, so their hate kind of doubles now, right? And then now LeBron, everybody wants to play with him. Now he's got Schroeder and Gasol and those guys. I'm sure that ticked off a lot of players.
Well, even to his, they like the rings in Miami, they say they don't count, because of the pandemic. So he has a long road ahead of him. I wouldn't necessarily. I'll put him as just a storyline character at the moment. He's still trying to figure out what his destiny is supposed to be. I put him as what is the chick from Star Wars?
Ray?
The last Ray. Yeah, he's Ray in like episode. What is that? 8.
So is he gonna? Are you telling me when he at his retirement ceremony, he's gonna say his last name is Jordan?
Pretty much.
LeBron Jordan. I love that you guys understood that joke.
He's still discovering his path, man.
And then the other one is an obvious villain. I'm not even gonna say because I know immediately where Steph's gonna go with it. So
Steph's been itching from the beginning. Go ahead, Steph. Go ahead, Steph.
I'm actually gonna throw some dirt. I'm gonna go there for sure. I'm going there. But I'm actually going to start with a couple of heroes that I'm seeing here. So
okay,
I'm going to say I have a couple of teams. Okay, so
I know who you're going to say first.
No. This is unexpected.
Okay, all
this
right.
is unexpected because I am rooting so hard for the Suns. Devin Booker. I'm rooting for Devin Booker and the Suns, the most underrated superstar in the league. Got shafted out of the All-Star game last year until someone got injured, and then they was like, all right, we'll put a guy who's averaging 29 points a game on the All-Star team if you make us do it. I understand his team was not great, but this dude is a baller. He's an all-star. And then when they went to the bubble, he ran his team 8-0 in the bubble. I'm like, yo, Suns on the come up. You know, they got a couple of more pieces. Who'd they just get? Did they get
Chris
it
Paul?
Wasn't Chris Paul, yeah. He's got Chris Paul, you know. So now, you know, Book can get the ball thrown his way and everything. And the Suns have just been so bad for so long. And again, that's why Devin Booker hasn't been getting his due, because the team is bad. Now the team might be a little bit better coming up in the game. Devin Booker, that's I'm on several bandwagons this year, but that's my biggest bandwagon right now. So for him, that's going to be one of my heroes. I want to see the Jazz do well. I want to see Giannis get some, do something and actually get to a finals.
But need to get a jump shot first.
Either that, or he needs to just go straight Shaq mode. Just get to the paint and be 7 foot, and everything. But yeah, so that's kind of my heroes. Like I said, my biggest bandwagon is Devin, and then the biggest villains is KD, Kevin Burner account Durant, and Kyrie Flat Earth Irving. Those are the villains. That's the villains of the league. Not only and it's the villains for a few reasons. One, I just feel like out of all, you get super teams and people forming and all that stuff, and everybody's like, these two dudes, I feel like they think that they're just above everyone. Like just kind of like, like they think that the game that people should be handing them stuff because Kyrie Irving hit like a dope shot, at the end of the finals to win it for the Cavs, and Kevin Durant rode the 73 win Golden State Warriors to a couple of titles. Okay, whatever, you know what I mean? So now they think like, definitely both ballers for sure, but man, if you don't have two guys who I feel like, even like their comments and stuff was like, he made that little comment about, well, we don't really need a coach, and and then the other stuff about not talking to the media and people are pawns, and I'm just like, man, like, yo, like you are who you are because like, you're talented, but the media and the fans, it's like they're the ones who make you famous. Like, don't be disrespecting the media and the fans, and definitely don't disrespect your competition. Because y'all together haven't done anything yet, and Kyrie Irving has proven a couple of times that he's not a great leader, at least in my opinion. Like I felt like the Celtics was an absolute disaster. I actually get a kick out of watching videos talking about how the Celtics imploded with Kyrie Irving on the team, and everything. Yeah. So those are my number one numero uno villains right there, the Nets. And I know they're in my hometown and everything. But us cats from the Bronx, we sometimes have beef with Brooklyn anyway. But yeah, I don't want them to fail, but I want them to fail.
So I'm there with you with the villains. Heroes that rose for me, Jimmy Buckets, man. Like watching them throughout the playoffs, throughout the season. I've already had a soft spot for Jimmy, just knowing like how hard he works and just his work ethic. And then that YouTube sensational video when he was going up against LeBron, and somebody said, Jimmy Butler is your father.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I love me some Jimmy Butler. Even the point where he it was the when he went to Minnesota and he got all the bench players to go against the starters beat them, and was talking trash.
Love that story.
One of my favorite stories.
You know, he called them bum, like y'all some bums. Like, I love me some Jimmy Butler. So yeah, I'm excited to see him get back in action. Just his whole demeanor, his personality, is great. I think it's great for the league. It's great for Miami. You know, I'll be excited to see them duke it out in the playoffs again. And yeah, man, I'm right there with you. Like, I love Kyrie Irving's game. Like his game is on point, but his whole personality kills it. Like it kills it. So like, I think when you got these two like ultra egos together, you know, like Pinky and the Brain, you know, saying they're gonna take over the world, and they're gonna get pretty close, you know, until somebody stops them. You know, they're gonna take.
They're good.
They're solid. They're solid.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know. And then, you know, you still got the Clippers on my all-time villain list. You know, what is the dude with the crazy hair, runs everywhere, fouling people, talking smack on the Clippers? I've got so many names in my head, and I can't think of one. But all those guys, man, all those dudes is bums. Even Montrezl Harrell, I can't trust him. I think he just came over to sabotage us. So,
think so? Man, he's pretty mad at the Clippers though.
Because they didn't give him his money.
They didn't give him his money.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. We'll see. He won 6th Man of the Year. I think he's gonna be good for the Lakers.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be solid too. But yeah, man, those are the heroes and villains of the league. Moving on to our next segment.
Can we not really quick?
Isn't Nick gonna say his villains and heroes?
I thought you did.
My only line, I kind of touched on LeBron, but I feel like we're giving James Harden a pass.
We are only because KD and Kyrie has like eclipsed them. You know, definitely. James,
I understand. Well,
yeah.
On the court, maybe they're off the court comments and things like that. But James Harden did bring COVID to the team today. After not showing up to practice for how many weeks, and then he's the guy that still brought COVID to the team facility.
Straight from the club.
Come on, man.
Yeah, James, we can all agree.
That's a good call.
That's all unanimous that James Harden is a terrible person. He's a terrible person. He's a terrible basketball player.
This dude said he was working out in Atlanta. Come on, we all know where you were, James.
He's a terrible person and he's a terrible basketball player. Like, dude, man, I was explaining to somebody the other day on how I was like ragging on him. Like, really, you think he's bad? I'm like, he's not bad. It's just the referees give him any little touch foul and he's at the free throw line 50 times a game.
The guy has studied the rule book more than he studied his game.
and that travel, I can't get over that travel, man. And these guys are not calling it. Like, how many taking 4 or 5 steps before he shoots is bad, man. So yeah, it's pretty unanimous, you know, that he's part of the old guard.
Yeah, man. I couldn't give him a pass. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, okay. I'm glad you acknowledged it. I'm glad you acknowledged it. All those for terrible James Harden say aye.
Aye.
All right, moving on to our next segment. Oh, you got something to say?
No. I was just gonna say he got a little bit of a pass from me last year because he was running with my boy Russell. So
Russell Westbrook.
He was running with my boy Russell, and I wanted them to dethrone the Warriors and everything. But you know, it is what it is.
It is. All right, so rising stars, man. Like these guys, you know, 5, 6, 10 years from now is gonna be like, you know, the face of the league, even though they're trying to like shove Zion Williamson in our face as the face. Like, get out of here, man. The next couple stars you guys see is like the face of the league going down the line. Starting with, you know, this new draft class, and then, you know, even from a couple years ago, like Luka and Young and those guys. Who is your top like people you're excited to see like rise to the top?
I got 3 names for you: LaMelo, LiAngelo, Lonzo.
My offspring is going to rule the world. Just look at me. I am a giant, full head of hair.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
No loss.
Okay.
All right, I know we're talking to LeVar Ball right here.
Okay.
Hey, what's up? Hey, thanks for coming to the podcast, LeVar
I got
Ball.
16 Toyota Corollas.
I'm the only one to out Pizza the Hut.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm kidding mostly, but honestly, I really do want to see Lonzo, like, because I don't know how much you guys know about the drama, but Lonzo had some drama with his dad. Like, he's not really on the, like, he doesn't believe his dad is helping his career. And I kind of want to see Lonzo get, make something of himself in spite of his dad. I believe that he actually did have 3 sons that could have been successful in the NBA if he would have just let them go through college. 1 or 2 years of college, let them go through college, let them get nice and seasoned, forget Lithuania, forget all this other stuff. Just let them go through college, wait a couple of years till they're all in the league, they're all either solid starters or all-stars, and then create Big Baller Brand. You didn't need to do it. It's like, if you would have created Big Baller Brand in 2023, after all 3 of your sons have been doing well in the NBA, now people are buying the gear. Now people are willing to pay not $500 or $800 or whatever it is, but a nice, good, solid shoe, 3 shoes, whatever. Then you got something going. I think they jumped the gun. So I'm rooting for Lonzo because I want to see him do well in spite of the way his father tried to completely torpedo his career, even if it was inadvertently.
Out of all the names, Steph, you couldn't pick somebody who knew how to shoot. Come on, man.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, Lonzo. Man. Learn to shoot. If you're listening, Lonzo, get in the gym, put up more shots. Come on. But
this is your father talking.
But along that line, actually he's plays for New Orleans still, right? Lonzo.
Yeah, he's on. Yeah. He plays with Nollins.
Yeah. So I don't know if he still counts as a young player, but Brandon Ingram, he's on the come up. I really like the way I really like his game. He's on a come up for me. The rookies from this year, I'll be honest with y'all, I didn't even watch the draft. I was like, let's see what's going on.
I caught the highlights too.
I caught the cliff notes.
Yeah.
But it was since this season was truncated and everything because of COVID, this past season was COVID, I still think like a lot of these young guys who were on the verge of really skyrocketing in the second half of the season, they missed their opportunities. Because the other thing that we forget about, this past year, we had this, like, that All-Star game was incredible. Well, fun at least. If not, I don't know how you guys feel about how it was, but I enjoyed the mess out of it. But even that, it was still a lot of pretty seasoned players, and I felt like in the second half of the year, we were going to see some of these other young guys start to shine, and then, it got cut off, So, but yeah, New Orleans, they're shoving Zion down our throat, but I think they have a really solid little young core, and they might be able to make some noise with this, young team of up and comers, So, but that was a pretty New Orleans heavy take.
Me and Nick kind of been on Luka's bandwagon from the draft.
Luka's winning MVP this year.
Luka's fun to watch.
He's a stud.
You can tell he gets in his head a lot.
Superstar.
Yeah. So Luka, I'm excited to watch that guy play. I'm excited to see what is it? LaMelo? Is it LaMelo?
LaMelo with Charlotte.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see that guy play. I think he's going to be a stud. A couple years down the line, he's going to be super flashy. Really great player to watch. And then my last one is Ja Morant. I watched him and I don't even know what school he was going to, but I was watching him in college. And that guy's
Murray State?
solid, man. Murray? Yeah, Murray. Yeah, Murray State. That guy's game translated to the NBA very well, and to the point where he's slamming on K-Love and and so I'm just excited to see him get that first season under his belt, get the feel of the speed and how everybody plays, and just come out and kill it, man. So I'm excited to watch those guys. Who you got, Nick?
I'm with you with Ja Morant. The guy, we said this on one of probably the last podcast we did with this together, talking about the same subject, was Zion and Ja having a long career, kind of going head to head every once in a while. And I still stand by that. I think especially, again, if Zion can stay healthy, I know he just came off an ugly injury, but if he can stay healthy, those two are going to be fun to watch for a long time. And stay in the Western Conference, they're going to help him win them some all-star games too. I do like kind of what I've seen from LaMelo so far, because my biggest criticism of him coming out of high school was how small he was. And he learned to create his own shot and stuff. Is he going to be able to do that in the NBA? He's going to go to the right team that knows how to use him. Well, the dude's stretched out to 6'9". I didn't find that out until draft day.
Yeah.
When you're 6'9" compared to 6'1", it's a little bit easier to create your own shot. It's a little easier to shoot in the NBA. That's what I'm most excited to see LaMelo do. Is now I don't think he's going to struggle as much as I initially thought he would, going up against bigger, stronger guys. Dude stretched out a little bit, and to his dad's, hate to admit, he may have been right. When he does start packing on some muscle in a couple of years too, when he meets his max weight, he's going to get even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right.
He's looked good. But in general, I'm excited about, a couple years from now, the All-Star game, I feel like it's going to look completely different, and it's going to be like, even, we didn't even mention, there's a ton of people to mention, but then also I also forgot to mention Jason Tatum. I like what he's turning into. He was on the verge of having an insane season, and then everything.
Has Jaylen Brown made an All-Star game yet?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
So this will be the year he does it, especially with no Hayward there. His minutes will go up. Him and Tatum will play well together. Jaylen Brown makes All-Star team this year.
So yeah.
You heard it first here on Never Lose Again podcast. Nick Stradamus? Nick Stradamus is putting it down. All right, and so for our last episode, championship prediction. Lakers. Who do you guys think is going to win the champion? Lakers win the championship.
I think it was a more interesting conversation is who comes out of the East.
True. Yeah, who are the Lakers going to play? Let's do this. Who are the Lakers going to play in the championship?
Or who wins the NBA Finals or Finals MVP?
Right.
You know what's going to happen this year? This is going to be one of those years where the Spurs sneak back.
Don't you do it, Ricky Bobby. Don't you do it, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that on me, Ricky Bobby.
No one ever picks the Spurs. No one ever picks the Spurs, but they win every 4 years.
Pop is tired, man. Pop is tired riding these dudes, man.
They just missed the playoffs for the first time in 20 years.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, nah, I'm kidding about that. But the Lakers are the favorite. I don't trust the Clippers coming out of the West. Right now, no one else is proven in the West. Golden State is banged up, of course. So outside of that, though, you got the Jazz. You got the Jazz and the Nuggets who are coming up in the game, and of course you got Luka in Dallas. So you got teams that are going to put up a fight. It's just LeBron is still even if he's at the end of his prime, he's still in his prime, and Anthony Davis is at the top of his arc. It looks like so, in of his prime. So that's a powerful backcourt to try and defeat.
Man.
As far as the East is concerned, it's a crapshoot. You got Giannis in Milwaukee, and we'll see if they can do it. But I also like the Heat. I also like Jimmy Bucket. So we got to see.
I will say that much, that if anybody is going to surprise the Lakers out of the West, it's Denver. I know Charles Barkley thinks it's Portland, and as much as I love Dame, Portland's not getting to the Western Finals.
Yeah, I still
They'll be
think they're going to end
competitive.
up being like a 7 or an 8 seed. It feels like.
They'll be competitive, and I think they can even take any team to 7 games. But getting to the NBA Finals is not realistic.
Yeah, it's a stretch.
Hey Nick, who plays on Denver again?
Nikola Jokic. Who else are we talking about?
The point guard.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Mr. Pubescent. I mean,
what's his name, bro? Come on, man.
Who am I thinking of?
You know who, bro? Come on, man.
Mr. Murray.
Mr. Murray. What's his name, man? Put some respect on his name, Nick. You just got him upsetting the Lakers. You can't even say his name, bro. That's disrespect.
Yeah, man. Jokic is that good. I think he can help him hang. Jokic is solid. He's going to give Anthony Davis a hard time.
All right, so who's coming out of the East? I got the Nets.
Them.
I got Brooklyn. I got Brooklyn coming out of the East.
I mean, it very well may be true, but I still think it's a 50-50, man. I feel like they could get halfway through the season and Kyrie says something. Yeah, it's like Kevin Durant says something on his burner account and Kyrie reads it not knowing it's Kevin Durant and they start beefing. And all of a sudden he finds out. I don't know, man. It's yeah, they got the talent. Because remember, they also had a bunch of really good players before, KD got there. They still got Dinwiddie and
Jared Allen,
yeah. And I mean, there's another guard that I'm blanking on, but yeah. So they have a solid team.
There's another kid. I forgot his name. He's really good though. He has braids, straight back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my researcher?
Right. So I definitely got the Nets. Who you got, Nick?
I can't count out Milwaukee, and I especially love Giannis, and I think that he's just going to play harder. It's not going to be about that he got a super max. Huh?
They get figured out every year, bro. Like they get to the last team and figure out like, all right, just build a wall, and they can't get past the wall.
but they brought in some new play. They went
and got Drew Holiday. I know
you're not a
Drew Holiday believer, but yeah, man, I think they just get better. And Chris Middleton's still a good player.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh! Yeah. Every year, guys, we do this storyline about Milwaukee, and they let us down. They're just too soft, honestly. They need like the Clipper kind of locker room to get in there. But whatever. All right, man. So this concludes our what is it? NBA 2021 preview podcast, videocast, Zoomcast episode. Christmas COVID episode. It's gonna be a COVID season. COVID
Christmas
episode.
Eve. Yeah. So yeah, man.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
See, man. Merry Christmas. Can't wait to
Merry Christmas, you guys. Stay safe.
Yeah, you too. You too.
It's going to be some great Christmas games lined up. So make sure you guys are sitting there checking it out with the fam bam. Until next time, this has been Team Bandwagon,
where it is okay to jump ship,
but it's not okay to lose.
Jump on Team Bandwagon.
And never lose again.
Never lose again.
Never lost.
Never lost. Never lost.
Never lost.